My name is Melissa. Thanks for being here this evening for Mindful Moments Yoga and Meditation. If you have a yoga blanket or a towel nearby for support for under the knees or the head during your practice, feel free to go ahead and have that nearby. And if not, not to worry. Always adjust the practice for your unique needs. So if something doesn't feel right in the body, please adjust, please adapt. If the breath feels weird, just go back to your regular breath. If the meditation is uncomfortable, then find another one instead. This is your practice, this is your time. So please adjust the practice as needed. I encourage you to start in a comfortable position. So that will depend on your day. If you've been running around all day and would like to lie down or sit down, please do. If you've been sitting all day, feel free to lie down or just stand up. I like to think about the beginning of my practice as matching the energy that I have right here, right now. So if I'm kind of jittery and feel like moving, sometimes it's just easier to stand. Or sometimes I'm just exhausted and it's easier to lie down. So you choose for your body and then take a moment and arrive. Make sure that you're comfortable. You can close your eyes, or if you'd like to keep your eyes open, cultivate a soft gaze. And start by taking a moment just to check in. Notice how your body feels at this point in your practice. It's the beginning. What'd you walk in with? And this is really a felt sense of your body. No judgment, not a checklist. Your body right here, right now. Are you warm? Are you cool? Do you hear rain outside your window? Do you feel where your body's touching the floor? If there is pain or discomfort, noticing what else is happening in the body. Acknowledge the pain or discomfort, and then notice what else is happening. Starting in that comfortable position and noticing that felt sense of the body. And then addressing any needs. If you need to shift to be more comfortable, then please do. Shift your awareness and notice your breath moving in and out of your body. Does the breath move easily? Are you congested? Is it fast? Noticing the breath at the beginning of your practice. And then shifting your awareness and noticing the state of your mind. Is your mind busy? Do you have the same thoughts running around and around and around your head? Has your mind been traveling through dark places? Observing, not judging, not complaining. And then take a moment, notice what you arrived with. We checked in with the body, the breath, the mind. Notice if you showed up with anything else today. An emotional tone. The residue of a stress from earlier in the day. Or maybe you showed up ready and eager to practice. Taking a moment and setting a personal intention for your practice. In January, we spoke about the idea of a sankalpa, a longer term intention that we come back to again and again. And we use that as a guide to make decisions. We use that as a tool for positive transformation. This is the first class since the stay-at-home order has gone away, I think. So if you're in Toronto and had been under that stay-at-home order, and now we're just in the gray zone, notice, has that had an effect? Did you have a sankalpa that was carrying you through the stay-at-home order? Is that something you need to carry through into the gray zone, or has it served you well? And then we will start our movement practice. So can take a moment, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, rotate the hands, rotate the feet, and then gently make your way onto your hands and knees. And if you are on a hard surface, remember that you can use a blanket or a towel as a little bit of padding underneath the knees. So knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders, inhaling, lifting the chest slightly, lifting the chin slightly. And then as you exhale, hips back towards your heels, chest towards your thighs, forehead down. Bend the elbows, lots of space between the shoulders and the ears. Inhale, back up onto the hands and knees, lift the chin. And then as you exhale, hips back towards the heels. So we did that twice in a linear fashion. This time we're going to change it and just add a little bit of non-linear movement. Just mixing it up a little bit. It can be slow. It can be gradual. I want it to still feel stable with a sense of ease. Exhaling, hips back towards the heels. So by adding this little bit of undulation, this little bit of out of the ordinary movement, we're trying to break through different areas of tension in the body. And breakthrough isn't really quite the right term. It's like we're trying to tap into those areas. Inhaling as you come forward, exhaling as you move back. Just that little bit of out of the ordinary movement. Still pain-free. Last time, inhaling forward. Still want to feel stable, still with a sense of ease. We're not pushing anything. Gently inviting the body to unwind, to let go of tension. And then when the hips go back, and just as far back as is comfortable, so for some of us that's just halfway. And then we'll stay there for a breath or two, and again, that little bit of movement, maybe into the sides of the body, maybe moving the hips a little side to side, maybe rolling the shoulders, just for a couple of breaths. And then when you're ready, you can come down onto the stomach, and we'll do a little bit of cobra to strengthen the muscles in the low back. Making your way all the way down onto the belly. And today we're going to start with the hands underneath the shoulders and the forehead down on the ground. So even though my hands are on the ground, I'm not going to use them to press up. As you inhale, lift the head and chest up and lift one leg. And then as you exhale, lower down, lower the leg, lower the body. Same thing on the other side, inhaling, lifting the opposite leg up, and exhaling as you lower down. If this feels too strong, leave the legs down, just focus on lifting the head and chest up. Again, inhaling, head and chest up, lifting one leg, and exhaling down. Doesn't matter how high you lift up. We want to think about inhaling up other side. I'd like to think about nice sense of length through the crown of the head so that I'm not lifting the chin too much. I'm collapsing in the back of the neck and I'm not hanging the head down. It's that Goldilocks perfect position or comfortable position, exhaling down. One more time on each side or twice more if you're leaving the legs down. And notice as we continue to go through these repetitions, does it change? Do you lift a little bit higher? Or is your back getting a little bit tired and you're lifting not as high? Noticing this without judging it, but observing. Take a breath or two in the down position. Gently rock the feet a little bit side to side. And then we're going to go up one more time. We're going to stay for a few breaths. And we're going to mix it up a little bit. So inhale, head and chest up, both legs up. Exhale as you lower the left leg down. Keep the other leg up and the head and chest up. Inhale as you lift the leg back up. Exhale, lower the opposite leg down. Inhaling as you lift it up. Exhale, both legs down. Inhale, both legs up. And then as you lower, come back down. And then we'll come back up onto the hands and knees for a counter pose. And you have a choice here. You can do this posture the way we did in the linear fashion, inhaling hands and knees, exhaling hips back. Or if you were enjoying that little bit of extra undulation movement, that little bit of side to side or moving the shoulders, you're welcome to do that variation. So choose the variation that feels best in your body today. Inhaling as you come forward and up, lifting the chin a bit. Think about the shoulder blades coming towards one another a bit. And then as you exhale, belly towards the spine, hips back. Bend the elbows, lots of space between the shoulders and the ears. Remember, the hips don't have to come all the way back. They can. For some people, that's really comfortable. But if that's not comfortable for you, then you can bring the hips halfway back or 2/3 of the way. Inhaling as you come forward. Twice more. Exhaling as the hips go back. And inhaling as they come forward. Beautiful. Last time. Nice. Inhaling forward onto the hands and knees. And I want to do a little bit of a lunge. So if you have padding for the knee, please go ahead and use it. Bring the camera up a bit, see if that works. I'm going to start with my right leg forward, hips, shoulders square-ish forward. Both hands on the front knee to start. As I inhale, I'm going to bend the front knee, bringing the hips forward, finding that nice stretch in the front of the groin, which can be helpful if you've been sitting a lot. Exhale as you come back to your starting point. Inhaling forward. And really having padding under the knee is essential here. If you don't have padding under the knee, you can do similar thing standing, or if you want more work. Coming in and out of it a bit if you're standing, or forward and back. And for more work, you can lift the arm of the leg that's back. So my left leg is back, my left arm is going up. Beautiful. Exhaling out. We're going to stay this last time. Inhaling forward. And then I want to do a little bit of a movement to change it slightly. So I'm going to turn, my left leg is back. I'm going to turn a little bit to my left. I'm going to externally rotate that back leg. So my left heel comes in a bit and it shifts the stretch slightly. And then I'm going to come back to center. And if you have sacrum problems, just keep this really stable. Don't do this turning. Otherwise, this little external rotation of the leg, so the heel comes in and the toes come out of it, and then kind of coming back to center. So trying to shift slightly where we feel the stretch, so it's more medial, more on the inside. Good, and then we'll come onto the knees. You can close your eyes, take a moment, see if you feel the difference right to left in the body. If it feels like your low back needs a little bit of a counter pose, you can come back towards hips, towards the heels, and take it as a sign that on the other side we need to be a little bit more gentle with the lunge. We'll go ahead and bring the left leg forward. Same thing on this side, starting with the hands on the front thigh. And again, as you inhale, coming forward, looking for that stretch in the groin. And then exhaling as you come out. And again, you can do this standing. Inhaling as you come forward. Noticing how it feels on this side compared to the other side. Inhaling forward. Eyes steady, mind steady. Exhaling. And then if you like, you can add the arm. Remember, if you're worried about your back or if it's been bothering your back, bring your chest forward more, and that should help protect the back a bit. Exhaling out. Inhaling forward. Good, and then this time we're going to stay a little bit, and as you stay, if you like, you can kind of, I think of this as opening a bit. So here I'm opening a bit to my right. I'm externally rotating that right leg so I can feel it more medial. Good, and then I'm backing off on the exhale. So as I'm inhaling, I'm moving into it a bit, externally rotating that back leg. And then as I'm exhaling, I'm backing off. And I find this kind of in and out can be nice if this is an area that's tight for you. And remember, if your sacrum's bothering you, then just keep the pelvis really stable, and that should help. And if it doesn't feel right in the body, come out. Beautiful. And then we're going to make our way all the way up to standing from here. And just as a bit of a counter pose, we're going to run the hands down the legs into a forward bend, tucking your chin. And then as you inhale, lift the chest away from the thighs, coming all the way back up. And then we'll do that again, exhaling forward and down, running the hands down the legs. So really we're not adding load to the back by keeping the arms down. We're trying to make it a little bit more gentle. And then as you inhale, running the hands up the legs, back up to standing. And last time, exhaling forward and down. Good, and inhaling forward and up. And then from here, that's fine. Let's go ahead and step the right leg forward. So my feet started hip width apart, they're staying hip width apart, and I've got my right leg forward, my back leg is slightly angled out. And if you feel wobbly, like I just demonstrated, having your feet wider apart, not longer, but wider should help with the wobble. We're going to start inhaling, arms wide. And then as you exhale, fold forward, hands wherever they fall comfortably on the leg, maybe the thigh, maybe the shin, maybe the foot. Inhaling, arms wide back up. One more time like this, exhaling. Notice I'm hinging at the hip, folding forward and down. And this is a matter of finding the forward bend that works for your body. So for some people, the floor is the right place to reach for. And for some people, the thigh is about as low as they want to go. We'll exhale down again. And then I want to change it this time, inhaling halfway up, hands back beside the hips, nice open chest, shoulder blades towards one another. I'd like you to exhale here, fingertips towards one another, belly towards the spine. And then as you inhale all the way back up, arms wide. And then we'll do the opposite. Exhale halfway down, fingertips towards one another, halfway. Inhale here, arms wide. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward and down. Inhale, arms wide all the way back up. Lower your arms. We're going to do one more time on the side. I'd like you to notice something about your body. So as we do this, we're going to hinge at the hips, and I'd like you to notice how long you can keep a nice open chest. So this will depend on your hip flexibility. I've seen people get about this far, and then they start to round in the back. I've seen people who are much more flexible than I am. They hinge at the hips, and they can literally place their head on their knee. But still they feel nice and open across the chest. So just kind of noticing where your flexibility is. We'll need that for the twist later. And then lower the arms. Step your feet together. Take a moment, close your eyes. Notice the difference left to right in the body. Notice your breath. Notice the state of your mind. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side, this time bringing the left leg forward. Remember, if you wobble, legs wider. Inhale, arms wide. Hinging at the hip, exhaling forward. So notice my front knee is a little bit bent. Some people will bend theirs more, some people less. Inhaling, arms wide back up to standing. Exhaling, hinging at the hip, folding forward. Inhaling, lifting the chest, shoulder blades towards one another. We'll add that halfway position on the way up, this time exhaling forward and down. Inhale, halfway up, nice open chest. Exhale here. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, bring the fingertips together at the center of the chest, hinge at the hips. Exhale halfway. Inhale, arms wide. And exhale down. Inhale all the way back up. Last time, just noticing if you hinge at the hips, how far do you come forward before your back starts to round? Just noticing, observing. Inhaling back up. Good. Lower the arms. Step your feet together. Come to your equal standing pose. Close your eyes. Take a moment again to check in. Notice the difference left to right. Maybe more equal, maybe not. And then we're going to do a twist on the right side of the body. Twisting to the right. My right leg is forward. And I want to think about that. Remember I talked about that, how far forward can I go hinging while keeping the chest open? I'd like the spine to stay nice and long as we move into the twist. So we're going to inhale, arms wide. And then as we exhale, I'm hinging at the hips and